Hi, continue our review of the AbbVie report. We'd like to go back to the Q3 report of last year. There's some risk highlighted by the management. What we can see, Humira, AbbVie's single largest product, accounting for approximately 30% of the total net revenue. During the past 9 months, ended by end of September last year, and then more than 30% the year before in 2022, 9 months. Yeah, so this is losing the patent for Humira. It's a major drawback for the company, and then in the report, those are talking about some of the debt, the loans and debt the company needs to pay off, short-term borrowing, long-term borrowing. Want to highlight stock-based compensation because for pharma companies, in order to keep the employees, the key teams motivated, the company needs to compensate with the stocks or stock options. Yeah, so by end of September 2023, company will have 7 million of unrecognized options, stock options, which could reflect in the expense in the next 2 years. And then RSUs, by end of September last year, there will be 5.8 million RSUs being issued, and this stands for about a little bit less than $700 million of a compensation. So this will be will be expected to be reflected in future expense in the next 2 years. And then the company also issue cash dividends. The other thing I want to highlight is the stock share repurchase program. So AbbVie has somewhat sizable share repurchase program. Early last year, February 2023, the board authorized $5 billion of increase, extra $5 billion for the share repurchase program. Authorize the management can buy back the shares. By end of September last year, the company purchased 1.6 billion worth of shares, and then the same time the year before, 2022, it was $1.1 billion worth of a share repurchase. And then after these purchases, the management still had 4.8 billion of worth of a share repurchase starting September last year. So I want to highlight the share repurchase program. Next, talking about a few other things and some of the but typical topics involving for the big corporation. There's always litigation, antitrust litigations, things like that. Yeah, legal proceedings, the antitrust litigation highlighted here. Government proceedings, some legal activities, so things need to be addressed related to the government, and also some of the shareholders or security related litigations, product liability related litigations, and as well as a major part would be intellectual property litigation, basically lawsuit related to patent dispute. This is very commonly faced by pharma companies or biotech companies. Then I want to highlight the finance based upon segment. As we can see, so this is a list of the immunology, oncology, aesthetic category, neuroscience, and eye care. Yeah, so we can see here, Humira declined from $4,900 some million back in 2022, declined to $3,000 million, or basically $3 billion, for almost $5 billion, declined to $3 billion for the U.S. sales, and then total sales of $5.5 billion declined to $3.5 billion. So basically $2 billion of a decline for the 3 months year to year. Yeah, so obviously this is a major reduction in the sales. However, we look at the two other immunology product, Skyrizi and the Rinvoq. Both products had a very sizable increase in sales from the total sales of almost 1.4 billion increased to 2.1 billion. For Skyrizi, this is about 50%, more than 50% of an increase. And then Rinvoq increased from almost $700 million to 1.1 billion. So this is a close to 60% increase in sales. Obviously, still cannot match with the Humira size of Humira, but it's coming along very steady pace. Yeah, so this is a good news, good progress. Well, for oncology, we see oncology sales decline as well from 1.5 billion for this one, for Imbruvica, 1.1 billion to $900 million. And then Classica had a slightly increase in sales, but overall probably oncology will see some decline. Aesthetic will have some level, probably small scale level of decline. But for neuroscience, seemingly the Botox therapeutics have pretty good increase in sales. Not as big as immunology, those two new immunology drugs. The other, Varela, also had a very sizable increase in sales in the finance. Yeah, so we can see the IKEA seemingly the size is relatively quite small, and then so for the other key product have some small increase as well. So what seemingly it's kind of a lot of stuff going on. That one is the major reduction in Humira's earning due to patent expiration. However, two running up kind of a replacing immunology drugs, Skyrizi and Rinvoq, are increasing rapidly, like a 50%, somewhat 50% of increase in sales. Saw some decline in oncology product, and also slight increase in aesthetic. But we also see neuroscience products seemingly are increasing at a very decent pace. Yeah, so this is overall finance summary for the company. Segment information. Yeah, next I'm going to go through the key objectives from the Q3 report. The key objective companies, 7. Yeah, basically the company said at the Q3 report they're going to do a few things in the coming 12 months. One is to increase revenue. Yeah, one is maximize the benefit to diverse the revenue, basically to increase the revenue, and then second is to make sure have a good execution, new product launches. Yeah, the company have a lot of some new products launches, perhaps also expanding of the indication for the two new immunology products, and also some newly approved or to be approved product as well. And then the next is a continue expanding pipeline. This what we will talk more about this pipeline, including the company's own product pipeline as well as acquired. The AbbVie made a new acquisition. One's a neuroscience company, another is an oncology company. Yeah, so we'll talk in a future episode. But this is part of the strategic plan. What else? Yeah, so a few others, including the generate additional cash flow, and then to return cash to the shareholders by growing the dividend, something like that. So this is a company's strategic plan for the coming years. And then I want to highlight a few things. Pipeline. For immunology, Rinvoq, we can see that back in last year, 2023, made some important decision, including and also CHMP, the UK regulatory agency, to have some new approval and also some safety. Seemingly, there's no major safety issues following the EMEA's review, so this is a good. And then approval of a new indication for Rinvoq, Crohn's disease, and in May, FDA approved for active Crohn's disease as well. And then another update is about the phase 3 step-up HS study to evaluate the efficacy safety for hidradenitis suppurativa. It's a relatively special condition. And then another update, another phase 3 study, select SLE study to assess Rinvoq treating lupus. And then another phase 2b study for vitiligo. And then update for Skyrizi. I think it's somewhat similar. It's additional clinical program. For example, the phase 3 top-line results released for the colitis condition. Another phase 3 maintenance study, COMMAND, for treating ulcerative colitis. And then the head-to-head study against Altesla. I think this is an Amgen product. I think this is Altesla for the plaque psoriasis. And then submission to FDA and EMEA for treating colitis. And another phase 3 study, head-to-head study sequence, compared Skyrizi against Stelara. I think it's a J&J product, Stelara, for Crohn's disease. Yeah, so similarly, there's two new immunology products, Skyrizi and Rinvoq. There are a lot of activities going on. Similarly, the company is trying to push out additional to seek additional indications, immunological related indications, conditions. So seemingly, there's a good chance that these two products will rapidly increase their sales, might potentially be able to fill the gap left due to Humira patent expiration. Some update on oncology, Spinkly, phase 3 study for the DLBCL. It's a diffuse large B cell lymphoma. So a bunch of cancer indications, and for Imbruvica, there's a kind of a little bit of sad, but for Imbruvica, for treating mantle cell lymphoma, slightly setback, and another product, Navicoclax. It's a phase 3 study for myelofibrosis for MF condition. Cancer also have some update. So I just quickly go through. Aesthetic also have some activities going on. Neuroscience. Neuroscience is a slightly setback. The company received a complete response letter, CRL, from FDA. Basically indicating FDA have some issues, may not be able to move forward to for approval or considering approval. This for treating advanced Parkinson's disease. So this remains to be seen what the implication, and if the company can make additional efforts to address FDA's concern. Yes, I think this is a main product of the pipeline update. There's a little bit additional, I think, review by segment review by the company. I think that's a largely the similar situation, a similar information on page 32. Basically indicate that the immunology, there's some more changes. Humira is gradually phasing out their earnings, and their earnings decline in a significant way. However, the two major immunology products, they're stepping in rapidly. May not be as fast as a drop in the Humira sales, but they are coming along very quick. There's some decline in oncology. Aesthetic, small decline, small level decline. And the neuroscience, there are some considerable increase in sales at different products. The Bodak Therapeutics, Varela had like a 35 increase in sales. Another product that this is also have like a 45% of increase. So neuroscience seemingly it's making very good progress. This is more information. So another thing I want to highlight is the patent expiration situation for the company. Basically, just to reiterate, Humira is expired. The expiration had last year, 2023, and then the two new immunology drugs are coming along, but still have some wrong. I mean, you have some. It just approved 2 or 3, 4 years ago, and have some much extended runway, probably 10 years or so. And then the oncology, there's some expirations, but the impact may not be that fast. But nevertheless, oncology probably will see a decline. And then aesthetic we see a sales increase, but the patent expression may not be that significant. Yeah, so this is a patent page for patent expiration. Talk about Humira adalimumab, expired 2023. Oncology product Imbruvica and Imbruvica expiration expected in 2027. And then pediatric exclusivity might be 1 year later. However, seemingly there's no generic entry immediately until 2033. So this oncology product probably have a little bit of runway, even though the expiration is a few years away. But seemingly for now, the genetic competition is not expected until probably 8 years later. And then for the new or newer immunology product, Skyrizi and Rinvoq, their patent expiration up to 2033. So it's about 10 years away. The company, there's a good chance that company can make good sales from those two immunological products. Finally, we'll give so in summary, what's the thinking? Yeah, so overall assessment that again, earnings take a major hit due to Humira lost exclusivity in 2023. Oncology and aesthetic are seeing some drawdowns or decline in earnings. Neuroscience see some considerable increase in earnings. Other sectors like eye care are pretty much flat, and then the proportion not that big either overall. And then the good news is that there are two immunological products, Skyrizi and Rinvoq, are quickly coming around. And then at the same time, both products, Skyrizi and Rinvoq, are seeking additional indications or for treating additional indications or conditions. And then even for Humira, it's like they still can see some level of sales, some baseline sales. I think in the recent JP Morgan conference, it's alluded that perhaps for this year it could have $7 billion of sales coming from Humira, even though the competitions are coming, appearing quickly. Finally, like to just quickly review the history of AbbVie and Abbott Lab. Yeah, this is a little bit of interesting history coming from AbbVie. Just one quickly. Yeah, so the company established back in 1889. Started that time's a long time ago by Dr. Wallace Abbott. He was a physician by training, and then started doing some pharmacies or pharmacist related work, and then started developing some formulations, some products. Look at this is a logo of the company back then, the Abbott Eldora. It's very interesting. And this is some of the photos, photos of that time, the making the product. This is probably the key members of the company. I think this is Abbott, Dr. Abbott. So and eventually I think the grow into a global major pharma company, Abbott Laboratories, and then later on it was decided by the management to split the company into One became AbbVie, focused on pharmaceuticals. Another, I think, kept the Abbott lab name and focuses on medical device, maybe diagnostic technologies, things like that. Yeah, so that's it for today. If you like it, please push the button, like the button, and then let me know if you agree or disagree, or if you have any other contents or topic you'd like to see. Thank you very much. See you on next episode.